Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Minecraft 1.18 Snapshot 21W39A. Although some of you who have been paying attention may notice that the terrain behind me doesn't really look like the caves and cliffs terrain you've been seeing around. Very low mountains and all that. And that's because that is not 1.18 terrain generation behind me. That is at the latest 117, possibly 116. This world I'm in was originally seeded in 115, but yeah, a lot of it's still the same in any of those. But turn around over here. And over here, we're seeing the 118. There's the big mountains that we have come to know so well. It's big giant cliffs. And this very sheer cliff, which, yes, while we have seen some pretty sheer cliffs in the 118, not quite this sheer. And the reason these are so sheer is because this is, of course, the border between areas generated in pre-118 and the 118 snapshots, because 21W39A is the first 118 snapshot that has allowed people in Java to update their old worlds. Now, what Mojang has said, and let's take a look over here, has said is that at the borderlands here, that's just what I'm calling them, there will be some kind of a transition between the old and the new, and that's not quite there yet. Right now, it's just a matter of just being able to get the old lands in there at all, and having the old chunks and the new chunks just flat out starkly side by side, with really just no transition whatsoever between them. No ramping of the elevations or blending of biomes or anything like that. It's just stark. I mean, you see a little stuff like that. What is this guy? Is that a polar bear in the middle of this these plains here? So yeah, you do see a little bit of overlap and stuff like that. You'll see sometimes in some of the structures. We're going to tour a little bit, and you might see that. I did pretty much a circumnavigation of just following the edge of my previously explored areas, which, normally you might not be able to do without a map, but in here it just makes it very easy to see, yeah, this is where I've been, and that's where I haven't been. So yeah, it's kind of easy to find the edges in this case. Although those of you who are familiar with my stream may know that a while back I made an expedition to find a woodland mansion that was very, very distant. So there's that whole big arm of exploration that I did that I did not go quite that far up. I kind of stopped and cut across. But speaking of cutting across, as you can see here, these world generation borders here, they just will cut right across these cool little caves. So you can just poke your head right into them and see what's going on. Oh, glow squid, that's nice. And that's not even one of the spectacular ones. There's far more spectacular caves to be seen. And we're going to tour a little bit, see what we can find. I'm hoping to get out to the ocean again, because that's where the really interesting stuff is. Where you start seeing the oceans and the caves meet up. You get some interesting things along the interface. Am I at the edge still? Okay, it goes this way, it looks like. Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of hiding there like a big Hollywood bit of Hollywood scenery there. But yeah, you're on the other side. Yeah, you get all the little streams, the little bits of water in there where they get exposed. They just run down the side. Mostly. There are some cases where they don't really. They just kind of just sit there like a big jellied mass. Not moving at all. Okay, we got a village here. Some of these things, like the villages and things like that, will kind of cross over these borders. And it looks fairly interesting. Oh, there's a little crater down there that got cut across. That's just a little cave, an old cave. All right, and looks like the border comes over this way. You can kind of make out the different coloring here between just the regular forest here, and this is what, some taiga. We're kind of high up to see it, but you know, you get the idea. What is this? Just flowers, I'm guessing. Yeah, just flowers. I was thinking, geez, we're not that far up so that wolves would look like that. All right, and it well, it comes around over here. Getting a little bit of flashes of white as we go crossing those edges. Oh, see, like this here. I don't know if that would normally form like that, but there you see a capsized ship way up on land. So yeah, I think in some of these, they're just tossing their structures, you know, just off in random directions, even into to areas that haven't really been generated yet, maybe. And then they just, you know, get set at whatever height. I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to figure out, just kind of black boxing this, trying to figure out what is happening, just from what I'm seeing. And sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out what the underlying logic is. What are the rules? Oh, we got a little fire down here. Yeah, lava pits will sometimes set the forest around them on fire. It's just an unfortunate thing. And for the most part, the generated terrain, which this is going to be, since like I said, I kind of toured around this place. And actually, I'm going to grab the old compass down here, just to get an idea of how far north we're going. And I think it's time to set the time. Because at some point we do want to cut across. See, we're kind of due west from spawn. We'll go up a little bit farther north. Because it's not far from here is where I just kind of cut across. To get to get back across to the rest of the land, because this is basically just a narrow strip of generated terrain this way. I can't remember if I got as far as this little bit of land here. Still pointing us more or less west, or east rather. I believe this should be north that we were heading. That's coming out a bit slow. This might be newly generated here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut straight across here. We should, if I'm reckoning this right, we should, I think, come across over here some more borderlands. This is all loading a bit slowly. Of course, I could be completely disoriented. It is a distinct possibility. But we'll go ahead and let this load. See what we get. Come on, Pooter Poot. Why did that take too long the road? I don't know. Oh, nice little sunken ship there. But again, this is old generation here, I think, that we are cutting across. Excuse me. We should be heading east, I think, facing west. So, okay, I'm a bit confused. Apparently I got a bit confused about exactly where we are, where we were. We were over there. It looked like we were east of it. This might be heading more or less towards the atrium base then. I was thinking we were far west of that. But maybe not. Okay, this... yeah, this might be... if not the base, it might be, it's a similar one to where I got my first villagers. Okay, well, we're a little bit a ways from where I thought we were. Yeah, and there's our good old icebergs over here. Eventually they'll load up, and we'll probably might even see the railway. I think I see it. Yep, there's the old railway down under the water there. Yep, okay. Now I know where we are. Okay, got a little bit disoriented. Should have kind of checked the old maps. Unfortunately, the viewer I like to use for that and renderer, Chunky, currently does not, last I checked, support these new snapshots. Alright, so in that case, we are going to go ahead and head south, because I know this does eventually get us back to the borderlands. And we'll pass over the old atrium base while we're at it. There's a little village there. Not so little as we saw in some of the snapshots. My goodness, this is just a little crazy here. Also, I've got this up to 32 still. I'm going to bring this down to 25. 32 gives great views, but it's kind of slow. Let's be honest. This is a good deal better. Though still a bit sluggish, probably from all the activity going on down below. There is an underground base down there with a big trading hall. So, yeah, that's going to slow things down a little bit. You might have seen that in some of the videos I was doing prior to all these snapshots coming out. All right. Okay, continuing on down here. Nice little floating island. Load it up, computer. Load it on up. Yeah, apparently I did venture a little ways down here in some of my early explorations. And at one point, I had opened up the game and let my kid kind of play for a bit. Okay, here we go. Here are the borders here, I believe. Yep. All right. Now we are at the borderlands, and you can see this. And that little spire there, that's actually old generation. But it gets cut off right there. But as you can see over this way, we've got some of the much taller new generation. And I'm hoping we can find some good ones along the way. Would have come back around this way eventually. Oh, nice. I mean, some of these sunken ships, or shipwrecks, I guess you should call them, since they're way up there. That one, I'm wondering if that was one that, I mean, this is a river and a forest here. It must have generated in conjunction with this ocean here. So that is kind of going to be, I'm wondering if that's going to be an issue with this new terrain generation. If they're going to, somehow shift that kind of thing around, because that's not the only oddity that I've seen. Not by a long shot. And I'm hoping to find one of them that I spotted. I neglected to note the coordinates for it because, I'm a doofus like that sometimes. I'm like, oh, what's the next thing? Let's keep going. And just don't write it down. And I'm sorry. I really am. But one of the things that I saw was, oh, pumpkins. If any of you were watching my stream last night, you know how excited I am to see those. Anyway, what was I talking about? Another forest fire? No, that's not what I was talking about. Saying the time of the day? No, wasn't talking about that either. Oh, yeah. Going along border between, I think it was some snowy area and ocean, and there was an igloo just sitting out on the water like it was floating. It was the craziest thing. And I'm trying to remember now whether the snowy area that was nearby was old or new generation. But either way, it's clearly a case of these biomes, their structures kind of, just jutting out into the other things. Okay, now what in the world is going on here? I think we've got a lighting glitch in here. But we also have, yeah, this is weird. It's like that whole face of the mountain there. And this is the one that I think we actually used for the thumbnail going into this, unless I've changed it. But yeah, you see this kind of thing going on as well. Oh, wow, you guys are loud. Anyway, yeah, you see this kind of thing going on. That was fun. Anyway, you see this kind of thing going on, and Whoops, no, he's just dead. And oh, and he's dead too. All right. And it's just weird. It's just you have this just sheer face of the water there. And of course in here all the weird darkness. That is definitely a bit of a glitch. It wasn't doing that earlier. Up ahead as well. It is doing that. So that's curious. What is making it do that? Now this makes me nervous. All this cave here, topped by snow. And I think we've seen some similar things where it looks like the general structure of the mountain gets generated, and then the snow layer on top of it, and then the caves get carved in, and leaving the snow behind. And in this case, also the trees with their little dirt blocks underneath. And we're kind of seeing that as well with some of like the lava pools. Like the lava pools get carved in just right underneath the trees, and then they burn up the trees. But this is like this entire snowfield with a huge cave right underneath it, and you can see where, you know, the mountain was coming up a bit more there. And then you get carved in, and then this spot here, that's odd. It looks like a little snow cave down in there. Maybe it, whoops. Maybe there's another entrance to it over this way. I don't know. Yeah, maybe down in here. Yeah. Sometimes the surface of a biome just kind of continues into a cave. So it looks like that's what's going on in there. And that got carved in with the snow on it. And it was apparently over here. And then this big blob of carving overlapped with it, but did not take out the snow. So it seems like that's a bug there. That the cave carvers are not cutting into the snow. Or the snow is getting settled into place before some of the carvers when it should be after. Still there, still a bug. I don't know if it's been reported or not. I have not done so. But I may search out that. Oh, and of course over here we have, I remember this. This is an ocean monument. But again, this is kind of showing that some of these structures get just kind of distributed around based on where the terrain would have been. And it's interesting here though that we're getting some freezing going on here as well. But this monument, once the light comes in, you can see its, you know, structural area, it just gets cut into this new terrain. But obviously it is a product of the old terrain, this ocean here. So that's going to be interesting to see how they handle that in the future. Oh, B. Where'd he go? There he goes. Yep, going after the flowers there. Bee in the meadow. Probably whatever lone tree has got a bee's nest. That's what they say they were going to do. Could be this one down here. Could be somewhere over here. Could be. Anyway, continuing on. There's lots of weird things happening at the interface between the worlds. Okay, here's where we're getting into some snowy areas here. Is that chunk gonna load or not? Just seeing the ground underneath. Okay. But yeah, lots of interesting things happening along the border there. Again, here is another ocean monument that has just been carved right out of, I guess, this river that was over here. So that's something that's going to be happening. And I do recall looking at these things in Chunky, and you would see some of these structures that were like just kind of half formed, like right at the edge of the generated terrain. And I think there was an ocean monument or two. And over here we got, this looks like a ocean ruin. Can we open that up? Just usual stuff. All right. Continuing on. As cool as you also have these caves going down in here. And I've explored one or two of them, trying to find a spot where I could maybe get down below the old world limit. And yeah, here we go. I have a corner spot here where it interfaces. Can I hit this fish? Yeah, they're going too far away. Yeah. Oh well. Hey fish. Alright, coming on up. Alright, so this is some old generation desert. Another spot there. But there is a spot somewhere along here that is very interesting indeed. And I am looking forward to showing you that. And as soon as I recognize it, or if I decide it's just getting a bit late, I'll just teleport to it. But we should be able to find it along here. Yeah, it kind of zigzags through here. You can just make out the little spots where it interfaces, and then of course the big cliff, sliced cliffs over there. Ooh. Look out, guys. Alright, coming around over here. We go this way. This way, okay. It's hard to figure out sometimes when you're looking at it from the other side, not the flat side of the world generation border. But here we pretty clearly got some sort of a little diagonal arrangement of blocks. And then you can see how the ice kind of forms. There's still a bit of noise to the edge of the ice there. I think it does, you know, kind of freeze the surrounding water a bit. You can see a bit there. How it's freezing. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with it, because from what they've said, if I remember right, they were talking about how they were going to blend that. How they were talking about how some of the terrain, some of your terrain that's already been generated would be altered. The stuff that you may, and stuff that you may have seen from a distance. Oh, where's the edge here? Looks like it goes this way. Yeah. All right. Yeah, right by this guy. Yeah, some of the things that you may have seen, like off in the distance, might get changed, which seems to say to me that the stuff that's going to get altered in order to blend the terrain generation, to blend the generated terrains, is going to be, it's going to be stuff that has already been generated. It's going to be stuff in the old terrain area, which on a technical basis, I'm going to say kind of makes sense. I think I see what they're doing there, because the thing is, if they are going to blend from old to new, excuse me, just bumped the microphone there. If they're going to blend from old to new, if they do it in the newly generated stuff, then they have to have code included to, oh, baby polar bear. They have to have the code included to generate the old terrains. So you have to have, both old and new in the code base, rather than just getting rid of the old code base. And the problem there is that depending on what excuse me, depending on what version you first seeded your world in, there could be, and have upgraded since, there could be a number of different terrain generation algorithms and variations on them excuse me, that have been applied over the years. Where is this actually? The edge. There it is. There's the edge there. Over the years. So having it generate new terrain that blends in, that kind of ramps up or down or whatever into whatever it's generating with the new terrain generation, that becomes kind of problematic. Is that you'd have to figure out, oh, what generated this one? What did that one? And I think that does get stored in the chunks, but I don't know. Have they been doing that forever? Are they doing that for just since whatever version? I don't know. So it starts to get kind of odd. So the thing to do is basically to not have any code that figures out, oh, what would this version have generated in there, and how do we, so that we can blend in from that or whatever. And whatever the underlying, yeah, that's definitely shipwreck that comes from this ocean here, because this is not terrain there. Of course, that, wow, that is like down in a pit, down in a cave, basically, embedded into the wall. Wow, that would be an interesting one to get into, to say the least. Anyway, so it seems like the easier thing to do. Oh, this is an odd little spot here. It seems like the easier thing to do is to basically just keep the code for the current generation, current world generation, and somehow kind of morph that into the already generated terrain in the current world. It seems like that I mean, I don't know what all the underlying stuff is that determines that, but I could see where that might be the easier way forward. See, now this is another structure, obviously, that is just got projected out onto the land. I mean, that being said, I have seen some of these kind of things generating like up on shore. But like maybe once or twice, and not this far inland. You know? that copper? No, it's yeah. Are they all gone? That's the other thing. Is it gonna keep generating more? Yeah. Don't know. Anyway, moving on. So, which way are we facing now, actually? We are facing north. And spawn is like way down to the southeast. So I think now we are in... Yeah, this is new area. We are up past where... Wow, this is... Yeah. I think we are now up past where I thought we were. And up past where I've had things actually generate so far. So we're going to cut across here. This should be east. Yep. And I'm thinking this will put us across to more new generation if we're up as far north as I think we are. But I don't know. Again, I don't know. More pumpkins. You can spot them from the air really good. Got to say that. Okay, so where could I be? Where are these guys? Oh, just some horses. All right. Continuing eastward. I'm thinking we should get to a point where we're hitting new terrain. Oh, and we have. Yes. So yes, this whole ocean here is new terrain. All right. So let's head back down south this way. Go around continuing our circuit. And I promise you, by the end of this, I am going to reveal that little surprise, which, like I said, yeah, this is definitely some newly generating terrain here, because that is just spilling down. But yeah, there is a little bit of surprise inside this world. That's a bit of a hint, actually. It was a bit of a surprise to me, because I had not yet seen the myriad video postings and such that people had made regarding it. So when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay, that's not what I was expecting. So we'll be seeing that before long. Got to make sure to leave some time for that. And in fact, that might be in like the next 10 or 15 minutes if we don't come across it naturally. Which I'm thinking this is, right here is generated terrain here. So that's a new village. A nice little dock there sticking out. A bit beat up, but you know, that's going to happen. And so this over here would be old terrain. Probably some more of those snowy plains and stuff that I was going through on the way to the Woodland Mansion. I did cross a lot of snowy areas along there. Stopped at a few villages along the way. Like to think I made a few friends. But maybe they were glad to see me go. Who knows? Little cave under there, I guess. Alright, let's let this generate a little bit. And actually, frames per second is not that bad. I did find in on the Mojang's bug tracking site for Minecraft, I did find what appears to be the bug report for that issue that is making things slow down so much. There must be a village over here. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Is that... Okay. So, yeah, again, I think we see here an example of a structure from one biome. In this case, this snowy area here, generating out past the terrain generation and getting plopped down in the middle of an unrelated biome. Which makes me wonder if all that snow is going to melt at some point. Also, you got the little taiga villagers in here. If one were to go down there and give them a bunch of carrots and you know, put some beds down and have them breed, would they breed taiga villagers? I know there's a chance that it will match the type of villagers that are being bred, or the type of villagers for the biome that they're in. But I'm not sure what that would be in this case here. So we're in ocean, deep ocean. What kind of villagers spawn in deep ocean? Or, you know, or bred in deep ocean. The mer people, I guess. Again, that's going to be an issue that they're going to have to deal with. Because from what I've seen from the Bedrock betas that they've had, that I've been doing, you know, the terrain. Oh, okay, here we go, here we go. There's my dude. This is the one I was talking about. I think I must have cut across right here. This is getting a little faster now. Train's loading. This is stuff that's been already generated. So it didn't go too much farther. But yeah, we have this, you know, the nice snowy fields over here, and a igloo right in the middle of the water. And here we are. Here's the igloo. Oh, can't rest now, too far away. Sorry. So, yeah. Hopefully this doesn't all melt. Let's fly. All right. So yeah, that's yeah, more structural oddities near the interface between old and new terrain generation. And that's something that's going to have to be dealt with. Whether either they'll have to kind of just draw those back over into the, you know, the old world side, or else maybe somehow extend terrain over into the new one. But again, that gets into the case of them having to, you know, have, you know, maybe a bit of old terrain generation code in there, you know, unless they can come up with something else to extrapolate from what's in the old one. Or just say, oh yeah, this is already determined that there is, you know, this structure from biome X over here, and yeah, this is another one. I think it kind of generated this based on being at this height, but nope. It's not at that height. It is up above the water. Whoa. Imagine boating along and seeing that. Of course, you'll be seeing all this as well. But yeah, that is something else that they're going to have to deal with. And like I said, they're going to be taking this stuff that's along the edge that's already been generated and just kind of smoothing it into what's, you know, what's being generated. And it's going to be interesting how they do that. Excuse me so much. Yeah, another forest fire. What even started that one? I don't even see the lava. Must be down underneath, I guess. Yeah, there it is. Wow, it's spread a bit. Well, you know, dark forest like that, everything's all kind of runs together, so I imagine you could get forest fires spreading a bit in this. All right, continuing on. Now, excuse me. But yeah, in the bedrock betas, it looks like things get smoothed from, you know, sort of morph from one biome to the other, from whatever elevation to the other, within the space of a single chunk. And it can make for like some really, really steep, like mountainsides and cliffsides, you know, running down into the old terrain. And I'm not sure how it's doing it, if they're just kind of stretching things up from the old bedrock or what. But some of it looked kind of weird. Excuse me, the way it stretches out. That's kind of neat. Like a little horseshoe lake there, kind of, partly at least. But yeah, it gets kind of steep and stark right there at the border. And I'm wondering if maybe they can look into kind of blending it over a greater area. You know, like maybe like on the scale of more of like a region than a chunk. I forget how many chunks wide a region is. But it's more than one. I know that. Okay, so plains meet plains here, but the elevation is slightly different. So yeah, it's going to have to blend these somehow. And it's got to be better than this. And I think it's got to be better than what I've been seeing in the bedrock so far. Just a single chunk blend is, I don't think, enough. In some cases, it just needs to be a lot more. You know? Maybe even you know, figure out, you know, what chunks maybe you've maybe actually visited, but not really touched, not done anything to, you know, and extend that you know, into there. Or what they could do is just take a look at, you know, what's the elevation? What's the general elevation, you know? Right at whatever spot there. I think I'm looking at the interface here. Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Um, Figure out what's the elevation along the edge there, and then have those first 5 or 10 chunks going in. Have those kind of taper into it. Whatever kind of biome that you've got. Be it mountains or whatever. Have it just kind of taper over into it. And we might be, yes, we are here. It's time for the surprise. If it's a surprise to you, it might not be a surprise to you. And we're going to let things load up. We're also going to pop this back up to 32 because we want, hello, we're not freezing, are we? There we go. Wow. Okay. That just froze up a good deal, didn't it? I think it was dumping some stuff from memory. I think that's part of what they were talking about in the bug report for that phenomenon, where things just get slow until you change your render distance. But this is loading up fast. All right, so, and frames are nearly enough to keep up with what we're doing in the stream. All right. Here's what we want to look at. So we got this border here. Got the ocean here. But here we have a nice cave. And what I was looking for, when looking for this cave, and I'm going to switch off the cinematic view so I can aim a little better as we go down here, a little more rapidly. I was looking for a cave. It was nice and deep, and actually let me set this so that you guys can see what's going on down here. Because we are going down deep. Still want to fly. Because we are beneath the old bedrock. And it is still bedrock. Unlike the Bedrock Edition, this is not getting converted to deep slate, at least not yet. Presumably it will be. And nothing is being generated underneath the old chunks, as you can see here. We have the new generation here with its caves and other structures just getting cut through. I stuck that torch there earlier just to as a reference point. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a few more along here just to really delineate this. Okay, that's just going to be gone. All right, just to really make that stand out because I do want to be able to find this again. Lots of bats coming through. And of course they're coming out here as well. But yeah, you can see, well, just barely, a lot of stuff. Do I have any bone meal? I can't really craft in this view. Whoops, not bind. Let's get a ton of bone meal here. And see about extending all this a bit. But it really only does so much. But yeah, you can see all the little patches of that all around. You can see where the terrain generation cut in. We were actually going this way. So the question is, if we continued on this way, we find another cave up to the surface? Or would we have to dig our way up? I don't know. But yeah, this is not presumably how it's going to continue to be. What they did in the Bedrock edition, it's kind of interesting, was to generate more, stuff underground here, more rock, more caves, more everything. Just kind of extending the new terrain generation and caves generation and all that underneath the converted bedrock. And I haven't looked into that too closely, but presumably have like some little bit of noise up at the top to connect things. I wonder if this cave will connect to the overworld. This is a huge one. What do they call these? Not the spaghetti caves, noodle caves, I don't know. But it's it goes on a ways, doesn't it? Does it get back up to the top? That's the question. There's some light at the end of the tunnel here, but it was lava. Not a train, just lava. But I do not see the way out this way. Hello, skeletons. Maybe over here. Hope you guys are seeing this. It's kind of difficult. But yeah, there's lots of stuff here, but so far, not seeing a way up yet. Does that continue on? No, it does not. Where is the way up? Because that's the thing. What would be the way up could just run into the side of... See, now you would think someone digging a mine would have an entrance somewhere at the surface, but not necessarily. And you would think they would also like see this ore right here and mine it. Hello. But they didn't have any torches up either, so, yeah. Alright, I'm just going to dig up. We're just going to dig straight on up and get out. Okay, here we are. Whoa! Not what I meant to do. I'm not sure what I was thinking there. Alright. Here we are. And we were fairly close to the edge. Yeah, we didn't really get all that far. There's the entrance right there. Okay. So, yeah, we must have gotten under, and I think, yeah, we did take a left and come back there underneath. So, yeah. Surprise. The underground conversion. I was kind of expecting to see the area underground get under the old bedrock get converted to new explorable underground terrain. Imagine my surprise when I went down and found that finally found that cave, because I don't know why, I just got the idea in my head that I wanted to find a cave going down to it. I guess having seen those caves where you just get the water alongside you, I figured, okay, I want to find some place where I can see, obviously where the old bedrock was or whatever, and go from there. Not sure what I was expecting exactly, because the bedrock would be I was expecting it to be converted to to the deep slate. But of course it wasn't. All right, so I think this is pretty much where we started. So we've kind of made a circuit. Yep, this is where we started out. I recognize that mountain and the terrain it's about to generate here. This nice little big fjord or whatever with all the taiga in there. Very pretty. Little meadow up top there. Oh, just the one flower. I guess that's a bee tree. Yeah, I can see the bee there. Not the bee, but the beehive. All right. So, let's see. It's been about an hour. I think that is a fairly good tour. But there is one more stop that we need to make. But it's not going to be in this world. It's going to be another one that where I've completely reseeded the whole world. Same seed as this, but completely reseeded in 118. That's when we've been exploring the past snapshots from before we've been able to do the conversions like this. And next week, if they do release another one with a different conversion, I will get that as well. And as we progress through those, might even do some more evolution videos if you've seen a few of those on the YouTube channel. But right now, let's pop over to the other world. Here we are. Come up, I swear. All right. And here we are. And as you can see, we're up in the mountains. I'm let that load a little bit before. And what we're here to visit is, of course, the old porous peaks, as I named it last time, if I'm remembering that right. But they're not quite what they used to be. If you have been watching, again, if you've been watching the evolution videos on YouTube, you already know this. Porous peaks, it underwent some sort of collapse or something. It's just not there anymore. Oops. There we go. So the whole area over here, if I'm getting this right, am I on the other side of it? Yeah, I'm on the other side of it. Okay. Yeah, this whole area over here, it does have some of, and let me get the time. Oops. It does have some of the caves intact. This other section over here is still there, but this area, it had like, you know, this one big giant peak coming up above, crowning over all this, and it was just beautiful. And then we had this other section down over here. This is still recognizable. It is still what used to be here. Let me... Yeah, that's right. Okay. And in fact, you can still... I don't know if you recall seeing the, you know, shaft of sunlight coming down into this cave just like it did before. And then the little opening on the side over there. That's all still the same. That was there. But, and this is kind of still roofed over here, but this whole section over here, it was this big peak going over the whole thing, and it was just so nice. But now it has apparently just all collapsed. And if you take a look on the YouTube channel, you'll see the evolution video of that, and see how that kind of shaped out. It was just basically, and I went back and I visited this area in all of the snapshots, including the experimental snapshots, to see that how that came, and it was basically just the 21W37A and 38A that the porous peaks were pretty much as we knew them, as we met them in 38A. But now the very next snapshot, and it just collapsed the thing. Very disappointing. But hey, that's how it goes sometimes. Now, here's the thing. Should we go ahead and visit any other landmarks? So we got the porous peaks. We also had, this was kind of interesting. There's some Lush Cave, so another Lush Cave cliff around here. Hello, if it will load it eventually. Here we go. Yeah, this little thing here, this is largely intact as well. But, yeah, but the porous peaks, no, not so much. Just these porous cliffs. But they're nice. I like this. Maybe I'll go back and see how this one has evolved over the course of previous snapshots. It's a nice little spot. And I could see someone doing a basin here, accessed by sea. Maybe you'd have to come in a little ways and go up a ladder or something. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Big lava fall there, though. Kind of spreading off of there. I remember first exploring this and just watching that go down and spread around. It was nice. All right, that's just an iceberg. Okay, I thought maybe it was an igloo, but it is not. And I'm going to reduce this back down to 25, just for the sake of streaming. That's a bit snappier now. And over here we still have these cliffs with a little cut into it that we first spotted as we were coming, I think, from this way. Saw that and said, oh wow, look at it, it's got the little edge in there. That'd be like a nice thing here. And you look out and see the view, and there's, oh, let's fly around what's on the other side of this cliff. And oh my goodness, this was there. So spectacular. I love it. That would be a great place to have, you know, place to visit. And of course, also we have the original Lush Cave Cliffs, which don't seem all that spectacular anymore. Whoops, this is not where I want it to be. Yes, this is the Spectator mode view. Location. No, I want to be over here. There we go. That one teleported me inside the corner of this cliff here. I was doing Spectator mode at one point just to see what the caves were like underneath. Didn't end up doing anything with the screenshots I took from that one, but they're there. Alright, so you can see this is over here. Some of the peaks are a bit more peaky. I did do an update earlier, I think today, of the Lush Cave Cliffs evolution video. Not a lot has changed. They did make the smaller peaks a bit more jagged in this last update, and you can kind of see where they did that a bit, comparing the two. And yeah, I thought this was spectacular. I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong, it really is. When you go in here and just the extent of it. That other one is very dark compared to this. This is much more lush. But we're getting a lot of mobs spawning here. And I think I have heard rumors that the light levels for the spawning has been reverted a bit. Going back up from 0. I don't know. I heard someone mention something like that. Maybe I misinterpreted it. But there does seem to be a fair number of things spawning in there. Of course, I have the brightness turned up all the way. So maybe it's not as bright in there as I'm thinking. All right. So I think we're going to end this with a visit to the site of an old friend who's also no longer there, but not forgotten. And you may have guessed it. Yes, this is the former site of what we called Cool Mountain. Not there anymore. It was all around thereabouts, and now it's just swamp and beach. And even the mountains behind here have kind of changed a bit. So, yeah, it was nice while it lasted. But yeah, these things are going to apparently kind of come and go. And in fact, somewhere along the way, and I don't know that we hit it during this tour, but somewhere along the way, and actually, let me hit it. Yeah. Forgot until now to check audio. Anyway, I don't know that we hit it along the way, but at one point, I came over to here in the converted world, and this ship was not there. And I think we were fairly close to here. And you know what? You know what I'm going to do? We got a little bit of time. We're going to get out of here. We're going to go back out to the converted world. And let's take a look. Oh, that's right. I got to open it to the land. That's just... All right. Let's go there. Where are you? Okay. Loading up. And let's see. Yeah. Trying to tell where the borders are. It looks like... am I in the right place? Let me make sure I got the right coordinates. Yeah, these are the right coordinates. But I do not... clear that. But I am not seeing our dudes. And I'm not sure of where we're bordering on old and new here, to be honest. But this is not looking quite right. This is absolutely the same seed. But it's just not even showing up. But I swear, I came across the place where it was recognized the beach and everything. But the thing wasn't there. This isn't it. That's not it. This is weird. It's like not even showing up like it. I don't know. This is actually old generation here. Maybe it's further up this way. Maybe coordinates are offset. I don't know. But I swear I did find it. And it was just different. It wasn't generated quite right. The boat wasn't there. This is strange. I don't know if there's some kind of offset to the coordinates or what, but this is a bit odd. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for this evening. Sorry to end on a odd note like that, but it is time to go to bed. I got appointments tomorrow in the morning. I need to get some sleep for that. So we're going to end this maybe in a quarter hour or so earlier than we would have otherwise. All right. So yeah, I hope you thought this was all very fascinating. Especially just the starkness of the world borders, the way some of the structures are appearing across the border from their associated biomes, and how the heck are they going to blend that together up top at least? It looks like they're just kind of stretching things up to meet the new terrain, but just within one chunk over on the Bedrock edition. And they may do something similar over in Java, or they may refine it a bit before applying it to Java. Don't know yet. We'll find out. I would hope they improve on it a bit. I think they do need a broader zone to do the blending through. But yeah, just the one chunk I don't think is enough for some of the extreme differences that we're seeing. And then again, there's the whole underground section as well, where it has not yet gotten that feature in the Java edition where it will convert the bedrock to the deep slate and then generate more caves down below. They may be just working out the coding for it, because yeah, they're in different languages basically, and they need to translate some of that stuff. But anyway, I believe that will be it for tonight. I will be back streaming again next Saturday night, another Hardcorn episode, and during the week, watch out on YouTube for other little short videos highlighting some of the differences in the new terrain. All right, so I'll see you then. Bye. But wait. I remembered where it was. This is just a little bit I'm recording after the live stream. I did recall that I did do a regeneration of my world in 1.16.5 at one point, having originally generated it in 1.15.2-ish or whatever, and only did a little bit of exploration. So that was actually the first world that I converted to 1.18 in the new snapshot. And this is the edge of it, and that is right by where Cool Mountain would have been. Right at the edge of it. And just like I remembered, yep, no sunken ship here, no shipwreck, which is sad to see it go. But I just saw just a minute ago, if you generate from the seed from scratch, it does show up. I don't know if it is absent just because it's so close to to the version border here, the borderlands, or if it just won't generate at all because of that. I don't know. I'm not sure what the mechanism under the hood is. Anyway, I just wanted to show you that, and to show you that I'm not crazy, I am not insane, I am not going mad. It actually happened. It actually happened. That shipwreck was not there. Anyway, I just wanted to vindicate myself before I was signing off. So anyway, good night. Bye.